Now, Joseph was 30 years old when he was placed as second in command over Egypt. Remember, he was sold into slavery at 17. Now he's 30, second in command of Egypt. The Pharaoh's dreams came true just as God told Joseph they would. There were 7 years of plenty, during which the Egyptians saved up 1/5 of their crops each year in storehouses that Joseph directed them to do. After this came 7 years of famine in which crops would not grow. Joseph opened up the storehouses and sold the saved food to the people during the famine. He sold food not only to the Egyptians, but also to the neighboring countries hit by this famine. Well, the famine also hit Joseph's father, Jacob or Israel, and his 11 other brothers back in the land of Canaan. And his father, Jacob, got mad one day and said to his 10 brothers, not to Benjamin, he kept them home, but the 10 brothers said, listen, get off your lazy rear ends. We're starving here. I heard there's food for sale in Egypt. They're the only country that has food. Take all the money we have and go buy some food and do something about this or we're going to starve. So they did. They took the money they had and they went to Egypt to buy food because it was the only place that had food. Well, when the brothers got there, they had to go to Joseph now to buy this food because he was in charge of all the food. He was in charge of everything, basically. But he was mainly in charge of this food distribution plan that God told him to set up. Well, Joseph recognized his brothers. They didn't recognize him. Don't forget, it's several years later. He was sold at 17 as a slave. He didn't become second in command till 30. Then 7 years of great crops is 37. So sometime later, he's like in his mid-40s now. So they didn't recognize him. He's all Egyptianized now, too, in Egyptian dress and garb and stuff. Well, Joseph saw his brothers, recognized them, and decided he was going to scare them. And he accused them of being spies. He had the guards grab them and said, why are you here? And they said, well, we're here to buy food. No, you're not here to buy food. I believe you're spies, and you're sent from another country to spy out my land, to invade and attack it, to see where its weak spots are. That's why I think you're here. And they said, no, we're just here to buy food. He said, no, off. And he sent them to prison. Well, he scared them for a little while, telling them, I know you're spies. And then after fighting for a few days, then Joseph revealed who he was to them. He sent all the guards out. He was alone with them. And he said, brothers, take a good look at my face. I'm your brother Joseph, who you sold into slavery. I am now second in command over all of Egypt. Well, they were petrified. They were certain Joseph was going to kill them or torture them or whatever because they sold them into slavery. But he didn't. Okay, you can read that in Genesis chapter 43, verses 1 to 34, 44, verses 1 to 34. Joseph said this then to his brothers. It's a summary of what he said because it's kind of long, but this is in general what he said. He said, brothers, God allowed everything to happen the way that it did so I can save people's lives. Although you sold me to the slave traders and meant it for bad, God meant it for good. He made everything that I did to be successful, and he eventually put me second in command over all of Egypt, where I saved up food and saved everyone from the famine. I love you, brothers, and do not be afraid of me. Well, the brothers were overjoyed that Joseph was alive and doing well, and also that he wasn't going to kill them. And all of them now sent for their father Jacob and brought Jacob and Benjamin, who was back with Jacob, to Egypt. Jacob was overjoyed that Joseph was alive, and Joseph and his father Jacob and his other 11 brothers lived with Joseph until they all passed away. They lived there for the rest of their lives. Now, let me see where we're